Hello, Bronwyn Tyrrell, Financial Stylist at Vivid Advisors in Wodonga. Here at home today, enjoying some time away from the office over the Christmas and New Year break. So it's ridiculously humid here in Albury today, so we're just trying to stay cool. As you're aware, we've been doing some answers to your questions. People have been submitting questions and been answering those in these videos back. I had done a video in regards to good and bad debt because it's a question I've been getting a lot of, but considering that tomorrow is New Year's Eve and a lot of people make New Year's resolutions and set goals at this time of year, I thought I would just pop that video on hold and do a quick video in regards to what goals are, some tips then in setting some goals for yourself for the next 12 months, and I also do have some worksheets available that may assist. So setting goals. So there's so many ways out there, guidance in regards to how to set goals, how to achieve goals, and so many different options of how you can do this. The most common question I get asked is why it doesn't work. Why do I set these goals and I don't achieve them? Why do I feel like I'm just continuing on in the same way each day, each week, each year, and get to essentially New Year's and feel like, oh, I think I'm supposed to be writing new goals at this point, but I don't think I achieved anything that I set last year. So I just want to keep this really simple and a few tips that I've learnt along the way. So firstly, what are goals? So essentially, a goal is just a vision of what you want to achieve, something you want to be, something that you want to be able to accomplish, and it's a roadmap then of how to get there. So it's a finish line as such, and if you don't have a finish line in place, you could just be running the race over and over and over again without actually achieving anything. So goals can be massive, they can be lavish, they can be extravagant, they can be big and hairy, or they can be quite small and simple, like getting things done on a day-to-day basis. So they're very personalized and individual to you, so they don't feel any pressure in regards to what kind of goals you should be setting. The kind of goals that you should be setting are what's right for you. So why goals are important? Goals will give you focus. If you don't, again, because you go back to that finish line, if you don't know where the finish line is, how do you keep focus on where you're wanting to go? So if you set a plan in place to travel to somewhere in particular and you didn't have a goal in place of how to get there, then it could take, you might eventually get there, but it could take a lot longer, it could be more stressful, it could be more painful, or you might even not end up there at all, you may end up somewhere totally different. So goals give you focus on what you actually want to achieve. Goals also allow you to measure your progress, because if you don't measure it, you can't track it. So how would you know if you're on track to achieving a certain goal if you haven't even written it in place? You don't get that opportunity to feel like you've reached anything or achieved anything because you don't actually know where you're heading. So goals will also keep you accountable. So if you've set a goal in place and then you put your action plan on how you're going to achieve that goal, it's something to keep you accountable to it. So it's not just, oh yeah, one day I'd like to achieve something. You write it down, you set the goal, and it keeps you accountable to work towards achieving that goal. So goals also give you something to be excited about. So if you set a goal in place and you can see that you're making progress towards that goal, or you reach that goal, it is really fulfilling and it's really exciting to be able to reach that goal. So it's something that gives you a lot of joy to be able to reach goals. So there's a lot of good reasons why you should set goals. There is a few tips in regards to how to write goals so that they are more meaningful to you and you will therefore have more success in achieving them. So first and foremost, the goals that you set must align with your values, with your core values of what's most important to you. If you haven't yet determined what your core values are or what is most important to you, then you really need to go through that exercise. I will do a video on this just after New Year's for those that want to look a little bit deeper into their values. But if your core values are conflicting with your goals, you're not going to be successful at achieving your goals, because your values are what drives you and they're your internal compass that will guide you to what the choices that you make in life. So first and foremost, your goals have to be in line with your values. Your goals also want to be highly desirable. It needs to be something that you'll get excited about, and it needs to be something that you really want to achieve. Don't just write goals based on other people's expectations of you. So don't write goals of what you should achieve. Write goals that make sense to you and that are highly desirable to you, and not based on other people's assumptions or other people's goals or the things that they're doing or achieving, because it's what's important to you. So also make your goals present tense. So write your goal as if you've already achieved it. So I'm going to use a weight loss example because a lot of people can relate to it and get it, and it is very typical for goals to be written for New Year's resolutions. So if you were going to write a goal of losing 5 kilograms, the goal should be written not as I want to lose 5 kilograms, but in present tense. So I am 5 kilograms lighter. This is a really strategic way of tricking your mind to think that you've already achieved that goal, and you therefore have a lot more success in reaching that goal. Your goal should also be sensory loaded, so it should have feeling and emotion attached to it. So if I use the same example on I am 5 kilograms lighter, so already that goal is better than what we first started with. But if we can make that goal sensory loaded, so I love having more energy and looking thinner because I am 5 kilograms lighter. So you've put some real feeling and meaning into it, that I love having more energy and looking better and feeling better now that I am 5 kilograms lighter. So it gives you a lot more attraction to that goal, and the feeling part of it is really important to make you feel the importance of reaching that goal. We also want to make the goals positively stated. So you don't want to make a goal concentrating on the negative or what you don't want to achieve. You want to concentrate on what you do want to achieve. So if we use the same example, we're now saying I love having more energy and feeling better and lighter because I am 5 kilograms lighter. If we just put one more spin on that and say I love having more energy and feeling better and feeling lighter because I am now only 65 kilograms, for example. So you're not concentrating on the negative. You're not saying I want to be 5 kilograms lighter. You're saying I am now at what I'm wanting to achieve. I am now at that 65 kilograms or whatever it might be. So having that positively stated aspect to the goal makes your mind focus on the positive rather than on the negative, which is also really important and will also give you more chance of achieving those goals. So when you're writing goals, you might be writing long-term goals, 5-year, 3-year, 12-month goals. There's so many different options because again, it's dependent on what's suited to you. If you're writing goals for what you want to achieve for the next 12 months, so what you want to achieve in 2017, you want to make sure that that goal can then be broken down into bite-sized pieces so that there's action plans every day to help you meet that goal, so that you don't get to the end of next year and still be in the same position and haven't actually got any closer to achieving that goal. So you want to eat the elephant in bite-sized pieces. So how you eat an elephant is one piece at a time. You can't eat a whole elephant at once. So when you've written that goal and each thing that you'd like to achieve for 2017, we break it down into what we can action plan, what we can do on a weekly basis and then a daily basis to be able to achieve that goal. I read a really cool book called The One Thing by Gary Kelleher and Jay Papasan. It's fantastic in regards to setting goals and ways to do that. And it has made, and it's one of the things that I now work a lot with clients in regards to setting goals, because it's so simplistic. It's very, very simple. So the whole concept is that you break everything down to one thing. So what's the one thing I can do right now that will make my goal more achievable than what it was before? So if you're writing a goal for 12 months time, so what's something that you want to achieve by the end of 2017, break it down into what's the one thing I can do this week to help me achieve that goal, and then do that every week. So at the beginning of the month, I've got a worksheet that I can provide, which breaks it down into each month. So in each month, what's the one thing that we want to achieve this month that will help us achieve that goal at the end of 2017? Then break it down to a weekly basis. What's the one thing I can do this week that will help me achieve the goal at the end of that period? So what it's doing is bringing it down to smaller bite-sized pieces so that the goal doesn't feel overwhelming and unachievable because it's so big. If it's broken down, you feel like you're attacking smaller pieces, and it feels so much more easier to achieve. So you don't get disheartened by a bigger goal that's unachievable. You're actually achieving smaller goals along the way. So you're breaking your goal down into manageable pieces that you can achieve along the way and feel some accomplishment for achieving those. So once you've written your goals for 2017 and then you've broken it down into more manageable bite-sized pieces, you want to schedule those bite-sized pieces into your calendar. So it's really important, however you run your life, whether it's via many different types of calendars, planners, whatever it might be, schedule the time required to do the actions to meet your goals. So if you've set perhaps that weight loss goal, and one of your action plans then is to eat healthier, one of those things might be in regards to meal planning for the week, or having the groceries done for the week so that you've got everything required for the meals that you need for the week. Schedule the time into your calendar to do that. So again, you're much more likely to achieve it. So schedule everything. Put time in your calendar. Obviously these things are important to you, so if you schedule the time in, you'll do it, and therefore you're going to be ticking off those actions and getting closer to that goal. So as I mentioned, I do have a Eat the Elephant worksheet, which you, on the front of it, you actually write down your goals for 2017 or any term really, in regards to career and personal or anything that actually suits you. And then on the other side, you can actually break that down into the weekly actions that you need to do to achieve that goal. So as a PDF, you can just print that out every month. It's got 4 weeks on it, so you can print that out. And one of the other great benefits of it is that it allows you to rewrite your goals constantly as well. So if you're not already doing this, it's a whole other thing altogether, but essentially you should be writing with your gratitude journal each night, including writing down your goals. If you're not already doing that, don't stress, but if you're writing down your goals on a monthly basis, that's also going to be a lot better than if you're just writing them down once and putting them away and forgetting about them. So the worksheet's fantastic. So if you'd like me to share that with you, send us a PM on Facebook and I will email you the link, or I will send you the link with that PDF in it. So good luck in planning your goals for 2017, and I hope that some of these simple tips have helped in regards to setting these goals so that they're desirable, they're manageable, they're achievable, and something that you're going to be excited about. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you in 2017 and hope that everybody has a fantastic New Year's tomorrow night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.